Hey everybody, Multimar16 on the IWWS channel. This is not a predictions video for WrestleMania. Instead, I'm going to be talking the matches that are on WrestleMania. I'm going to talk about the build-up and what I think, what value the match has on the card, and what I think could be improved or not changed at all. And talk about the matches that really don't deserve to be in the card because they have kind of no reason for it. I'm not like predictions, but what I think of the matches they have on the card so far. Because Yankees fan is doing his predictions on the channel, and I don't want to rip off his ideas because he's original. Now let's start with the world title matches. We have Sheamus versus Daniel Bryan for the World Heavyweight Championship. Very simple, short, sweet, right to the point. Sheamus won the Royal Rumble, giving him the opportunity to challenge for any title he wants. He chose Daniel Bryan, and he chose to go after the World Heavyweight Championship. There you go. That doesn't have to be any build-up. That doesn't need to be any build-up because the reason's right there. He won the Royal Rumble. It gave him the right to challenge for any title, and he happened to choose the World Heavyweight Championship. There you go. And Daniel Bryan's doing his thing with his yes, yes, yes. I'm sorry I had to do that. And I do think it's dumb that they have doing this whole thing with AJ, my girlfriend AJ, her getting involved and everything, blah blah blah. But whatever, whatever they can do to give it a little shred of a feud between the two. But to me, the simple, short, sweet, and right to the point. He won the Royal Rumble, chose to go after the world title. There you go. CM Punk and Chris Jericho, a lot more complex. Now, Chris Jericho was the last man eliminated in the Royal Rumble, but he still chose to go after CM Punk because of, CM Punk saying, I'm the best in the world, and Chris Jericho had to say, I'm the best in the world. And lately, the feud has gotten a little more personal because now Chris Jericho has mentioned all this stuff about CM Punk's father and his sister, and the fact that CM Punk was born out of wedlock because the parents had CM Punk before they got married. So it's getting really personal to the point where it's like Chris Jericho is mentioning CM Punk's family. And before, whenever they would do a promo together, whenever Chris Jericho would say something, CM Punk would kind of just shrug it off, going like, blah, 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 you talk a lot of shit, I'm still the best wrestler in the world, blah, blah, blah. But now, if you look at how CM Punk reacts to when Chris Jericho talks about CM Punk's family, he's a lot more serious. He's not really shrugging it off. He's not really, smiling. He's just saying, oh, whatever. He really sounds like, how dare you talk about my family and all that shit. So I do like this feud. I like how the way it's going, how Chris Jericho is getting into CM Punk's head, saying, I'm going to make you an alcoholic. I'm going to make you a drug addict because your family is in your genes. I'm going to take your title away from you. So I especially want to see what happens at the WrestleMania. Probably CM Punk will retain. Oh, shit, I did a prediction. Whatever. Okay, now let's go on to The Rock and John Cena. I'm going to do this right in the beginning of the video. So I'm not going to leave it for last, because there's another match I'm going to save for last that I think deserves to be saved for last, more than John Cena and The Rock. Now, The Rock is obviously an Attitude Era star, and John Cena is the era of the PG. And the recent promo they did on Raw was interesting because The Rock brings up how many guys can say that at WrestleMania they beat Hulk Hogan, Stone Cold Steve Austin, and John Cena. And that's true. At WrestleMania 18, The Rock beat Hulk Hogan, who's the symbol of the 80s era. Then at WrestleMania 19, he beat Stone Cold Steve Austin, who was the Attitude Era symbol. If he beats John Cena, who's the symbol of the PG era, The Rock can say that he beat the three biggest guys that the WWE ever had. But then John Cena says, I have to win, because this is going to prove no one remembers second place. So they really try their best in the writing and the promos leading up to WrestleMania to try to make it look like both of these guys have a huge thing, have a lot to lose and a lot to gain, based on the result of the match. To me, I don't give a damn who wins. I really don't give a shit who wins. I don't give a fuck about if The Rock wins. I don't give a fuck if John Cena wins. As long as I get a good match that's worthy of the build-up they have for over a year. If the match sucks, then I'm gonna blame both of them. I'm gonna blame the shitty. If the match sucks, I'm gonna blame both The Rock and John Cena because they both deserve it. If the match is good, I'm gonna give them both the credit. I'm not gonna jump on any Attitude Era or PG Era bandwagon and say, oh, I'm gonna have, you know, the attitude. I'm gonna have my mouth in the Attitude Era's balls and just suck The Rock's balls. No, I'm not gonna be on the PG Era and be like, oh, I'm gonna have to suck John Cena's balls. No, I don't like jumping on bandwagons, especially like the Attitude Era bandwagon or John Cena's bandwagon. I don't lie on any bandwagon. I don't belong to a certain fucking crowd. If you like The Rock, more credit to you. Just don't expect me to jump on that bandwagon and suck his balls like everyone else has. Or to jump on John Cena's bandwagon and suck on his balls like everyone else has. I don't do that. Now, let's talk about the Randy Orton and Kane match. Why is this match on the card? To put Randy Orton on the card, maybe? Because maybe he complained about... Oh, hold on. Maybe he complained, why am I not on the card? I am Randy Orton after all. You know, why do I have a match? John Cena has a match. Cena Punk has a match. Why don't I have a match? Alright, we'll put your match with Kane. Yay! Happy days. Whatever. Unnecessary match. The dumbest reason ever. I thought they were going to use the fact that Randy Orton caused Kane to lose that match in 2003 to cause him to take off his mask. But no, they did this dumb thing where it's like, oh, Kane shook Randy Orton's hand, and I didn't like doing that because it made me feel human. I felt lower, and I must beat you at WrestleMania because I shook your hand because I was a face at that time, and that made no sense, and whatever. Dumb writing. What else is there? Oh yeah, Team Teddy versus Team Johnny. I'm not going to state the members. I'm not going to state whoever's on each team because, quite frankly, it's a hassle. Let me try to at least remember so I won't be able to. Let's see. Team Johnny is Drew McIntyre, The Miz, Jack Swagger, Dolph Ziggler, David Otunga, and Mark Henry. Woo! Got one. Got the other team. Other team. Okay. Santino Marella, Kofi Kingston, R-Truth, Great Khali, Booker T. Can I do it? No, I can't do it. I can't remember all of them. Shit. Okay, let me try it again. Santino Marella, Kofi Kingston, R-Truth, Zack Ryder, Great Khali, Booker T, and Booker T. Holy shit, I got all of them. Oh, I got a better idea. Okay. The three black guys, Kofi Kingston, R-Truth, and Booker T. Great Khali, Zack Ryder, Santino Marella. Woo! Now, Christian was originally on the Raw team before he was taken out by some reason. I don't know why. I'll look it up. But he was taken out because of a legitimate injury that he has. So he was taken out and they replaced him with Drew McIntyre. So this is great. Both The Miz and Drew McIntyre are on the card, which is kind of disappointing because I thought Alvaro Del Rio was going to place that last spot, but I guess, you know, whatever's going on. John Laurinaitis, even though a lot of people in the wrestling business don't like him, he has a way better response than Teddy Long. I'm sorry, I cannot stand Teddy Long with his holla holla. Oh, I'm gonna do this for the face, cause the face, you know, I'm gonna screw over the heels, cause the heels are assholes, and I'm gonna screw over the heels. You know, no one. You wanna know why there hasn't been a face person in charge? It's because they're not. It's hard to use them. You know, if you're gonna have, when you have someone who's face, who's like a GM or a commissioner, if a heel tries to go against them, what can they do? The face commissioner or GM can just be like, well, you touch me, you're suspended, and everyone would cheer, and the heel would be like, oh, BS. You know, at least that's why it's easier to have a heel who's a GM or a commissioner, because it's like they bring in a lot more hatred that way. Look at Vince McMahon. If you were a feud with Vince McMahon, who's like the ultimate heel, and you beat him, more people cheer for you because he's a heel who's in power. Just like John Laurinaitis. You know how many times CM Punk got an ovation because of what he did with John Laurinaitis? Because they know John Laurinaitis is hated by the fans. You bring in a really heated response, That's why it's better to be a heel, because heels bring in more money because they want to see the heel get their ass kicked by the face. More money is used that way. That's why they have a lot more heels than faces. That's why whenever you see people in power, they're always a heel, like John Laurinaitis, Vince McMahon, Eric Bischoff, Paul Heyman. Whenever it's either they're heel because they want to see a face kick their ass. They pay more money to see that. That's why John Laurinaitis will win. He's not going to lose to Tay Long, because Tay Long can't bring in money being a face in power unless they somehow turn him heel. Alright, what's next? What other match can I think of that I don't want to... Oh yeah, Cody Rhodes and Big Show. Cody Rhodes has been doing very well in his embarrassing of Big Show, saying, you have a sucky WrestleMania record, and, you're terrible, you're embarrassing to the WWE, and people are saying that he should retain, and Big Show, some people are saying Big Show should win the title to give him some kind of a WrestleMania moment. And if he does win the IC title at WrestleMania, then Big Show would have been the third guy to win every title in the WWE, next to Edge and Kurt Angle. So, yeah, okay, few. We could hide, at least good reason. What's next? Oh yeah, the Divas tag team match, because God forbid we have a Divas title match with that Eve and Beth Phoenix versus Kelly and Actress. Oh my God. Why? Can't we just have a simple Divas title match with Karma versus Beth Phoenix? Can we just have that? But at least with the Divas match, we can know when to go to the bathroom. Excuse me. What other matches there? I covered Team Johnny versus Team Teddy, Cody Rhodes, Big Show. Oh, and the last match I want to talk about. Triple H versus The Undertaker, Hell in a Cell with Shawn Michaels as a special guest. Now this match I will purposely give my predictions on, because The Undertaker should get 20-0 at WrestleMania. Screw that 19-1 BS that some people are actually dumb enough to say. The Undertaker should get 20-0. If he loses to someone like Triple H, someone who's known for being a politician, sleeping with the boss's daughter, that's going to be the biggest insult to The Undertaker. Especially if Shawn Michaels is a special guest referee. And we all know how he acted back in the 90s with the Clique. We all know how he acted back then. So I believe it will be 20-0. If it's 19-1, then I am done. I'm done. I can care less about Rock and Cena. I don't give a damn about those two. I give a damn about this match. The Undertaker is a legend in the business. He's been there longer than The Rock. He's put in a lot more work than The Rock. He's a bigger legend, a bigger stable, a bigger icon of the WWE than The Rock. That's why The Undertaker should get his WrestleMania moment. And I don't give a damn if The Rock loses. The Undertaker deserves the WrestleMania moment, not nobody else. So let this shit go to 20-0. They better not screw The Undertaker by making it go to 19-1. I'll see you on the next video on the IWS channel. Peace.